Welcome to another market update video. I'm going to start with my webpage, and then we're going to take a look at the deep dive of BTC. Just a second. Okay, so let's look at my website. Now you should see the disclaimer. As always, I will recommend to those who haven't to read it. And next to my disclaimers, you will find a home tab about me. Well, the home tab is just brief description about me, some knowledge, some information about, not about me, about one-on-one coaching that I'm offering, my service, investment consulting and OPM, and the way you can pay for my services, reference links, commission, so you can get a 10% commission by recommending me, and the disclaimer, and my links. My links are simply Twitter, YouTube. I play the piano, so when I've practiced a piece, I will upload it, and you can take a look at it. My Medium posts, add my email, and again my Bitcoin address. This site is available in 3 languages: French, English, and German. And now let's just take a look at the disclaimer in French for those who speak French, and the disclaimer in German for those who speak German. Okay, let's start and see what Bitcoin did since yesterday. That's the weekly chart, and we are still on the 9. Let's zoom in to see what the short time frames are doing. You had a pop here. Let's put it here. You had a pop here, which we went up to 8,133. It was not bad. And the lows were 7,450. And right now we are hanging around at 7,984. Okay, let's see if that is more bearish or bullish. If that is more positive or bullish. I would say it's more positive because we're closer to the high than the lows. But let's look at TD sequential to start. Well, TD sequential on the 30-minute chart, you are on a red number 1. So I'll just take notes, huh? So I have to take a note about that. We are on a 1 down without confirmation on the 30-minute chart. On the 1-hour chart, you are at on a 3 up with confirmation. 3 up with confirmation. Okay, now I'll take back what I just said. I told you that we were closer to the top than the bottom, and that's why we are bullish, but that's wrong since we went to 8.8K, and on the last pop we only went to 8.1K. So 8.1K is closer to the lows than the top. So that is not bullish, it is bearish. So excuse me for my mistake. I didn't zoom out, I was looking at a too small time frame. But that is not bullish, that is bearish. On the 1-hour time frame, you can see that we are sitting right now on a couple of moving averages, and there's another one on top. This one is probably the 200 one, but I'll check. Which one is it? Yes, it's the 200. And there are a couple lower ones which we are sitting on, or we are just under. So there's resistance above. Let's go to the 2-hour time frame. Toi, you're on a 2 up with confirmation. 2 up with confirmation. 3 hour, you are on a 1 down without confirmation. 3 hour, 1 down without confirmation. So you have 2 ups and 2 downs. If you look at the 3 hours, we had a couple of ones. Yeah, you had a 2, but the 2 did not go higher than a 1. So the last hours we were just flat. The market was just flat. The last couple of hours. There's resistance above. And now let's see. What the short-term time frame we just looked at, 30 minutes to, from short-term for me is 30 minutes up to 3 hours. It was positive yesterday. Yesterday, daily sequential told us we go up. We were at 7,981. Today, we are at 7,987. So, so it actually worked for $6. We went up, but only $6 from yesterday. So not much did happen during the last 24 hours. Anyways, we're still going to go over it. Short term, am I giving it positive or negative? Do I say short term is up or down? You have 2 ups and 2 downs. You have 2 ups with confirmation and 2 downs without confirmation. Okay, so it's very likely positive, but you cannot give it too much weight. On short term, I say it's up, but it's too small to give it any weight. 4 hour, you're on an 8 up with confirmation. 8 up with confirmation, which means that the next candle will be, could be a 9. 5 hour, you are on 6, 7, 8, an 8 also up with confirmation. Since we are on 8s and expect and could have 9s, it looks like if the small pop is over and we're heading down afterwards. And we will be heading down afterwards. 5 hour. 6 hour. 6 hours on a 7 up with confirmation. So there again, we're approaching the 9. 8 hour, you're on a 6 up with confirmation. 8 hour. 10 hour, you are on a 6 up with confirmation. 12 hour, you are on a 4 up with confirmation. And 15 hours, you're on a 4 up with confirmation. 4 up with confirmation. So intermediate term, everything is pointing up and you have confirmation. So intermediate term tells you that we are still going higher. Now we are going to take a look at the long term, which starts at 1 day for me. Let's take a look at that. You're on a 1 up without confirmation. So the count for now has broken to the downside. You're on a 1 up without confirmation. Today, you're on a 4 down with confirmation. Here the count is still active and pointing to more downside. 3 days, you're on a 2 down. You're on a 2 down without confirmation, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I think that's right. Not going to check, but I think it's right. 4 days, you're on a 2 down without confirmation. 5 days, you're on a 2 down without confirmations. 6 days, you're on a 5 up with confirmation. So 6 days is still bullish. And 1 week is on the 9 that people are talking about a lot. So that's the first week of, we could have still 4 more candles of downside. We are on week number 0, and we could have 4 more candles of downside. Could be followed by 4 more candles of downside, which would be great if it will get us to the moving averages. Let's say if it gets us here, that would be perfect. I'll take it off again, was just to illustrate my topic. Next, my face gets in the way of me taking notes. Guess you know you can't have everything. 2 weeks, you're on a, well, again, it gets on my nerves. Is there nowhere I can put it without it getting on my nerves? Without it taking away screen that I need to look at? So let's go to 2 weeks. 2 weeks is on a 7 up with confirmation. 3 week is on a 5 up with confirmation. 1 month is on a 4 up with confirmation. 2 month is on a 1 up without confirmation. 3 month is on a 1 up without confirmation. If you look at the 3 month, this candle, it was very strong, and I doubted that the next one will be the same, but you never know. Could be the start of an uptrend, just as we had here, 1, 2, and then we go up there. If you look at a 3 month chart, so it could be the start, but this candle is to me overextended. It's just too long. It's too much, too fast. So I'm still expecting a pullback, even if it's short-lived, and then we go up. I mean, I don't mind a bull market. I don't mind us going up the same way as we did here to here, or here to here. I really don't mind. On the 3 month, you did get a 9 up there, which is great. So I don't mind us doing the same over again. But the thing is, I still want a small correction after this candle, after this huge candle we just had. Uh, 4 month, you're on a 3 down without confirmation. It was TD sequential, so long time frame, nothing changed. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pointing down and 7 up. So I gave it a down without confirmation, 6 of 7. So right now, let's look again at the price. We are at 7,988, and TD sequential says that we are going higher. We'll see if that is correct or not tomorrow. Just TD sequential, I give it some weight, but not a lot of weight. I mean, it's not a crystal ball. It just tells you if a trend has started or not, and if the probability is high to go higher. But I would not go down and trading every 2 trading above 1. If you do that, you can count the number of days before you lost your entire account. And I don't care if you use money management or not. There are 2 ways of dying. Either you get bitten by a shark and you get bitten that hard that you're dead, or you get small bites by piranhas. So if you trade 2s going higher than 1, and you think that it does not matter because you have money management and everything will be fine, the piranhas will eat you alive. It's just a question of time. It takes a little bit longer to die, but you will die. Trust me, you will die. So I know that some gamblers use that. I don't. Let's go back to the weekly. Weekly. So for my weekly chart, we are still positive. Let's see what the 2-hour chart gives us. The 2-hour chart is flat. And the 4-hour chart is slightly maybe positive, but positive or flat. The 4 hours, let's give it the flat too. It was a flat last yesterday, so we won't change it. Price did not move. 6 hours slightly positive. Okay. Let's look at the SMAs. So the SMA did not change from yesterday. Actually, today there's not much fun. It's not much fun because price did not do much. So we can go over it again, but price did not do much. I'll go over it again because that's what I always do. But price hasn't done much. SMA, I'm expecting us to go into the golden cross. And that would be on the 22nd of July 2019. And then you have it in the natural order, which means the yellow one above the green one, above the red one. So SMAs are positive. Here you have COPEC and ADX. First one is still flat, the other ones are pointing down, so negative. So this chart is negative, it tells you that the bear market is not over. Let's take a look at Bollinger Band. Bollinger Band 2 hours is positive, and 1 week should also be positive. So everything is positive in between. So Bollinger Band are still positive. 6 hour was negative. I'll have to check the 6 hour. It was negative yesterday. Let's see if it's still negative or not. No, it went positive. And 1 day was negative yesterday. Let's see if it's positive today. No, it's still negative. So I'm sorry. You have 5 positive and 1 negative. 1 day is negative, according to Bollinger Band. Let's take a look at MACD. MACD on, since we are on the monthly, let's go from monthly to 2 hour. Monthly is positive. Weekly is positive. 1 day was negative yesterday. Let's see if it's negative today too. Yes, it is. Now we're taking a look at the 6 hour chart, and we are positive, just as yesterday. 4 hour chart, positive, just as yesterday. And 2 hour chart, well, the 2 hour chart just turned negative. Yesterday it was positive. So there's a slight change according to MACD, and we are more negative now than we were yesterday, but only on a low time frame. Next is Kaufman and Stochastic. We have the 1 month. 1 month is positive. Well, anyway, I want to start with Kaufman. Kaufman is negative on the 1 month. On the 1 week, it is positive. On the 1 week, it is positive. On the 1 day, it is negative. On the 6 hour, it is negative. On the 4 hour, it is positive. And on the 2-hour, it is positive. Let's take a look at stochastic. Stochastic is negative on the 2-hour. It was positive yesterday, but today is not such a good day. Today, slightly worse. We are negative on the 2-hour. 4-hour, let's see, was positive yesterday, and today we are negative. So stochastic seems to be turning negative on the 4-hour to 6-hour. Let's see. Yesterday positive, today negative also. Well, that's not good at all, is it? I'm telling you, we're going straight up to the moon. Okay, let's see about that. Stochastic says we are going down, but good luck with your moon call. The people are always bullish. They don't care about charts. They're just always bullish. For them, there's just one direction up. It's like a driver on the streets, and for him, the signs are always bullish. I mean, there's never a red traffic light. It is always, always, always green. That's the same thing for the people that do TA or look about price or put the money in Bitcoin, but then they lose 19% and get washed out of the market, and you never hear again of them. I think that's it's quite fun. It's quite fun, and it's quite well done. Huh? After all, the market has some good. It gets rid of all the nonsense you cannot hear. All those guys who think we only can go into one direction get on my beep with time. Sorry, I try to be polite. Let's stay polite. Okay, we are extremely polite right now, and we're going to take a polite look at the one-day chart. People have to make some fun. I mean, looking at those charts every day is work, and I have to try to make it a little fun for me. So let me make my little jokes. I know you don't find that I know you probably don't think that I'm funny, but I at least I try. Huh? I'll try to be funny. I'm not, I know, but I try. Okay, one day stochastic is still positive. One day is still positive, and 1 week should also still be positive. No! What is that? 1 week is negative. It was negative yesterday too, so I should have known. Maybe that joke was funny to you. Maybe not. And the 1 month chart is positive. Okay, remember, when stochastic is overbought, as it is right now, you should not go long. But I know for you, of course, there's only one direction possible, and that's called the moon. And after the moon, the stars, and after the stars, the next galaxy. I know that. So for you, I think it does not, what I'm saying is irrelevant. But for other people who invest real money and don't want to lose 90% of the wealth, for them, maybe they take a look at this. Okay? For you, I know does not matter. Not at all. Not the slightest bit. But there are guys out there who need to live with money. You know, they have bills to pay. Huh? They cannot just say, oh, I'm sitting on 90% or 98% losses. Does not matter, because I know we are going straight to the moon. I'm sorry, every time I look at people doing TA, 9 times out of 10, or more than 9 out of 10, they only see one direction. And it does not matter if you're up here or down here. There's only always one direction. And that gets on my nerves. It gets so much on my nerves that people can be a little more grown up and a little more realistic and see something else than their fantasies. Anyways, stop with that rant and get back to charts. I think we are done with stochastic. No, we still have to look at 1 month. 1 month is positive. So that's your moon call. Okay. Next chart. Next chart, the daily candlestick. is positive. Daily is positive. Weekly is... Why can't I get my weekly chart? Weekly chart. Weekly chart is negative. And monthly chart is negative too. So candlesticks are pointing down. Here we have the Madrid moving average rebound, and 6-hour chart is negative. You can see it here, and you see it because you're below the middle line. Actually, no, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm mistaking the indicator we are looking at. We're looking at RSI bands. Next one will be the Madrid moving average, but now we will look at the RSI bands. And 6 hours is negative. 1 day is positive. And 1 week is positive too. Now we're looking at Madrid moving average, and the weekly is positive. Remember, we have touched ADX here, and I'm expecting price to drop right now, just as it did the last time we touched. Here we touched and we dropped a lot. If you look at history, the same thing happened over and over again. But the rest is positive. Everything is actually positive. On the weekly, let's look at the 6-hour chart. 6-hour chart is that more negative or positive? I would give it a flat. 6-hour chart is flat. And the other ones are negative, negative. This one I think is positive, yes. And this one is negative. So everything is negative except the momentum indicator, which turned positive. Next chart. Today, we will be faster than yesterday because I don't have to reload and set up all my charts again, which is very nice. Let's see if that stays this way until the end. 3-week chart is positive, and 2-week chart is positive too. Now we're going to look at fractals and OXO. Fractals, let's start with the 6-hour chart, and it turned negative. Then I'm going to take a look at the 12-hour chart, and it turned negative. It was positive. Both of them were positive yesterday, but today they're negative. Now I'm going to take a look at the 1-week chart, which should still be negative. Yes. And we're going to take a look at the 1-month chart, which should still be positive, and it is. And let's take a look at OXO. OXO was all positive yesterday, and today it's still positive on every time frame. Okay, we can jump to the next chart, so we don't spend all day looking at charts, staring at charts. 6-hour is negative. On the elastic weighted volume is negative on the 6-hour chart. The other ones, balanced volume and unbalanced volume RSI. Analysis and RSI is, well, what can I say? Are they more positive or negative? The last one looks to me more negative than positive. But in the middle one is probably, well, it's flat. It's in the middle, but more positive Let's keep it a positive. And the first one is positive. Let's just check that I'm taking the right notes at the right place. First one is positive. Second one is positive, and last one is negative. 6 hours. And the 1 week, is everything positive? Yes, it is, but be aware we are overboard, and it looks like we are on percentage error breaking down, which is an indication that price should go lower. Next one, KK intraday, candle body weighted, net force, and modified rate of change. We are on the weekly, and on the weekly, I have to look at this one. This one is negative. So net force is negative, and all the rest is positive on the weekly. And on the daily, we are positive except the last indicator. What the daily, the 6 hour, I mean. The 6 hour we are positive except the last indicator, which is negative. But the rest is positive. Yesterday, KK intraday MS was negative, but today it is positive. Next, negative. Combined DME moving average is negative. Then the next one. On the weekly, we are all positive, I think. Let's take a look at this one. Well, it's slightly negative, but very slightly. So, yes, this one is slightly negative. All the rest is positive. 12 hour. Positive, negative, negative, positive, negative. So the first one is positive. The second one is negative. The third one is positive. This one is positive. And the last one is negative. This one is negative. The one above is positive. The one above is negative. I'm taking notes. Sorry, guys. I need a couple of seconds to take my notes correctly. Negative. And the first one is positive. Okay. Now let's take a look at the 6 hour chart. Negative, negative. The first two are negative. Yes, that's right. The third one is positive. The fourth one is positive, and net force turn positive too. Yuppie! There goes your moon call again. Now we're going to take a look at parabolic glitter. We are on the 1 month chart and it's still negative. RSI is positive. Commodity channel is positive, and volume for now is low. Let's take a look at the 1 week chart. Well, the first indicator is positive. The second indicator, RSI, is positive. The third indicator is positive. And the fourth indicator is high. So we are trending. Now, let's look at 1 day. First indicator is positive. Second indicator is negative. Third indicator is negative. And the day has just started, so it's not, I can't give it much weight, but for now it's negative. Let's look at the 6 hour chart, and then we're done with those. 6 hour, I give it negative for the first one. Then positive, positive, and last one low. But the candle may have just started. Okay, next chart. We will start with the 6 hour chart. 6 hour chart, we are just sitting on the, I don't know if it's moving average, but on the line. And so I have to give it a flat. Then we're negative, negative, and the last one is flat. Negative, negative, and the last one is flat. Now let's jump to the 12-hour chart. 12-hour chart, the first one is negative. The second one is negative. The third one is negative. And the last one is positive. Yes, I'm right. The last one is positive. It was negative yesterday, but today it is positive. Now let's look at the 1 week. 1 week. Positive, 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 positive. Everything is positive on the 1 week. And the 1 month. Positive, negative, positive, positive. So the second one is negative and all the rest is positive. Okay, and let's jump to the next indicator. So this one is more positive and negative to me, and the next indicators are, let's look at the 1 month. Positive, let's look at it. I'm looking at this indicator, the first one. I always start from top and go down. So the first one is positive. 3 weeks is also positive. Yes. Strategy MACD. Let's look at the 1 month. Just went positive. End of the bear market. And take a look at the 6 hour, which was negative yesterday. Today it is positive. So that has changed. There goes your moon call again. Volume. Volume, I want to look at 1 week, which is positive, and 1 month is positive too. And I want to look at the commodity index. It is positive on the 6 hour, and it should be positive on the 1 week. Yes, it is. Next chart. My multi-indicator chart. Okay, my multi-indicator chart, same as always. Here you had the first golden cross with the EMAs, second golden cross you will get with the SMAs. Would be great if we pull back here. That would be 4 candles of pullbacks into the next golden cross. We are on the first correction right now, and don't forget we had 11 corrections during the last bull market. So even if we have started a bull market, we should get a lot of corrections. And until now, we haven't got any. First one doesn't count, too close to the bottom. After my multi-indicator, we are going to look at Ichimoku. No, I'm sorry. I have forgotten one indicator. I have forgotten that indicator, but it's all bullish as always for now. Here we have Bollinger Band, stop in reverse, and so on, and MEMA, whatever that is. And it's bullish. We had resistance on that moving average or that line. I think it's a moving average, but who knows. Next indicator. You know, I don't have to know by heart how every single one of my indicator works. Just as you can drive a turbo car without knowing how the turbo engine really works, you can understand indicators without having to do the math by yourself. I know the math for some indicators, net force, and so on, stochastic, MACD, but I do not know the math for every indicator. And even on the indicators where I know the math, I don't do the math. Why? Because the indicator does it for me. Okay, I have no time every day to make the math myself by hand. You did that before computers existed. Today, you don't do it this way. The computer does it for you. Next is Ichimoku, and the Ichimoku cloud is, we are in the cloud, so I give that negative, and here I have to arrow pointing down, which is negative. So I'm giving that Ichimoku 3 negatives out of 3. Next, this Ichimoku looks a little better because you have arrows pointing up and you have the circle above, which means that the bull market has started. Okay, I need to go fast because I have other things to do, unfortunately. So let's try to get through the last indicators really, really fast. This Ichimoku cloud is all positive still. Next one is it's positive because we have crossed. Green is above the red one, but it's negative because we are in the Ichimoku cloud. And then my math indicator, this line hold. The next support is at 6,286, and then you have 4,055. So I'm expecting us to go to the next support, which is at 6,200. I'm going fast over because I have to stop. Here, Oscar simple trend and NVT. Oscar is positive on both, and NVT is pointing down. Here we're still pointing down, and we should go lower. The red has to stop. Then we have the best indicator, 6 hour is positive. 1 day is negative, still negative. 5 days is positive. And 1 week will be positive too. 1 week will be positive too. Come on, yes, let's go to the 6 days. We are nearly done. I have to stop. Safe zone is positive, and we did not, yes, we did go through the first stop loss. It was at 7,676. The second stop loss is at 7,060. Did not change from yesterday. And this is my last indicator. We are still negative because below the middle line. Okay. So I have seen 3 bearish, and I'll add 1 more, which is called hyperwave. So the hyperwave indicator still says that we are in a hyperwave, and that is bearish. So I give, so normally we have seen, if I'm not mistaken, by counting, we have seen 4 bearish indicators and 12 bullish indicators. Let's just check if I'm not mistaking the number of bearish indicators. So there was 1 bearish indicator. Two. Actually, they're not true. With hyperwave, we only have 3 bearish indicators. So if I'm not mistaken, I'll check that when I have some time. But we have seen 3 bearish indicators and 12 bullish indicators. So I'm more bullish than bearish. My outlook is short term down, intermediate term down, long term up. I think you should be in a short position and my probability for that is 63.44%. And I believe that the bull market has started, and that we have an 80% chance that the bull market has started. Okay, thanks for watching this video, and see you next time. I want to stop, just maybe go back to my internet page. If you have any questions, payments, you want my services, one-on-one coaching, I'll answer all your questions. Look, yesterday I had a question of somebody, and we'll stop about that. The guy had 2,000 USD, and he wanted to know if yes or no, he should put it all into cryptos. I think he was talking about BTC. The analyst told him that if he answers the questions, he should not do anything until he can answer the question himself. Well, that doesn't sound too bad, but actually I would have gone through his current financial situation and see what his goals are, what he wants to do, what is possible, and we would have talked about different strategies, and I would have tell him, where his stop loss is, if he uses one, or if his stop loss is the entire 2,000 USD. I could have talked with him about this. Okay, that's not free, of course. It will have cost him 250, but even if he paid 250, he would still have 750 USD to invest, and he would at least know what he's doing. Believe me, that's worth every penny, and that's a small investor. He only wants to put 2K. There are a lot of people who wants to do more. Maybe he doesn't want to do it himself, but he wants me to do it. That's why I have OPM possibilities, and so on. So if you have any questions and you want a real answer, not the answer, go beep yourself. If you don't know, you are just beep. Okay, if you don't want to hear that kind of stuff, consult me. We'll talk about it, and we'll see what is best for you. And that being said, thanks for watching, and see you next time.